Hey YouTube, today I will be showing you how to do an explosion effect using the random effector. So it's going to look like this, and the first thing you're going to want to do is make text. So go to MoGraph, MoText, and let me get aligned first. Once you're here, you want to type in whatever text you're going to want to be using. So I'm just going to use OTM because I think it looks nice when I use it. And then the font I'm going to be using today is going to be Schluber. Once we have that, we're going to scale this up to about like 300. And then we're going to zoom in and then make the depth about 100. Now we're going to copy and paste this layer, caps, fillet cap on both of them, move it back and make the fillet cap about 3. Now the first thing we're going to want to do is grab a really simple material. You just set a color to whatever you want in the material menu, and then in reflection have the brightness 3 and have a Fresnel gradient, and then mix strength 27 and make sure it's on white. Then you can drag that on to the first text layer, and then the second layer you can use any color you want that's reflective. I'm going to be using one on Acres HD's graphics pack for materials. Now that we have that, first thing we're going to want to do is select both of them and then press C so they're editable, and then go to your objects, null, and drag them both into a null. Now you're going to want to go to MoGraph, Effector, Random Effector, and you're going to want to drag it under the null and then drag the two MoTexts into the random effector. On the random effector, you want to go to Deformer, Deformation, Point, and then it'll make this explosion effect. Then you can go back onto the random effector, and you can mess around with all the settings if you want. So change the position, and then we can change the scale of it. The scale doesn't really do anything, so you're going to have to actually use the scale tool to scale it up and down. And now you just want to add your text. So this is what you're going to be wanting to do on the front of the explosion. So I'm just going to say raise, and then I'm going to make the depth 100, and then I'm going to change the font to raise 1, which is a graffiti font. And center that. Make sure the spikes aren't going out of the text, or else it will make it look bad. So once you have that, you want to drag any material you want onto it. So I'm going to use Alien GFX's materials. Then I'm going to copy and paste it, and then put a fillet cap on it. Make the fillet 3. Drag it back, and then you want to make the fillet cap that you just made the same material as right here on your second MoText that you made, which is the white one that I used. So once you have that, you're going to want to get your lighting. So I'm going to use my content browser, and then I'm going to grab an overhead light from the Light Kit Pro from Grayscale Gorilla. And that was my phone. Alright, so I'm just going to wait for this to load, as mine takes a while. I'll come back when it's done. So now that you have the lighting, you are going to want to grab your overhead box, or no, first start with your camera, and then click this black box so it turns white. And then you can uncheck that again, and then just move your overhead box in front of everything. So select your overhead box and use the blue arrow to drag it. Then you can click back on your camera and it'll bring you right here. So Now that's not enough lighting, as you can see, so we're going to create more. So click on your overhead box and copy and paste it using Control V or Command V if you're on a Mac. Now move your overhead box forward so it's like one big overhead box, and then paste it again. Drag it to the left using the red arrows, and then rotate it to a 35-degree angle. You can make it 35 degrees by holding Shift. Now once you have that, you want to paste it again, and you just want to go to the right side now and go another 35 degrees and make it so they're connecting. Once you have that, you can go back to your camera and it should look like that. You can render it and everything using your settings, and yeah, once you're done rendering it should look relatively good. So I'll come back when it's done. As you can see, mine does not have enough lighting in the front of the image, and same at the bottom. So I'm going to exit out of this, and I'm going to get another overhead box, but uncheck the camera first. So I'm just going to move this overhead box backwards, and then make this a 35-degree angle aiming down. And that should be good, but if you need more lighting, like if something's too dark in a certain area, you can just drag your lights like wherever you want. So like I could put a light down here at the bottom, could put one in the back more. And once you're satisfied with everything, go to the actual renderer, not the previewer, and you can save it. I'll come back when it's done. Alright, so it's done rendering, and as you can see, there's a lot more lighting in the front. So that's basically it. Just like, comment, and subscribe if you like this. I'd like to give a shout out to Fat Man Bear Pig on YouTube. Right here, he makes a lot of good graphics tutorials and everything with that. So, thanks YouTube, see you later.